guys, it's Heather from Central Virginia, Zone 7B. It is finally starting to feel like fall, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I love fall. It's my favorite season, and I don't want to be somewhere where it's super cold fall. I like nice, warm, sunny, bright fall where you can wear a sweatshirt like this and flip flops and just feel perfectly comfortable. So that is that is my ideal fall. And so with fall coming, and I think our first frost is maybe like 2.5, 3.5 weeks away. I've still got lots of peppers outside, and this video is going to be about a lazy person's, procrastinating person's easiest way to get some of these peppers preserved. I have not wanted to can all summer, and I haven't. And by doing that, avoiding that canning process, I've been eating a lot of stuff. So I ate a lot of cucumbers, a lot. I finally ate my last cucumber last week. Here's a picture of it. It was good. I didn't have any bitter cucumbers all summer. It was so awesome. And I don't even know why I'm knocking on wood because it's over. Cucumbers are gone now. But I didn't can any. I bought the stuff, I had my canning salts ready, all this other stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to can pickles. I'm going to make pickles. I just kept eating the cucumbers so I wouldn't have to bother with canning. And same thing with peppers. My daughter wants me to make some pickled peppers, and we probably will make a small refrigerator batch with these guys. And there's a bunch of peppers still outside. Maybe we'll go have a peek if this video doesn't get to be too long. So I'm just going to make a refrigerator jar of pickled peppers. And that's going to be the easy way out instead of having to get all the canning stuff out, go through that process. And I know canning's not difficult, especially if I'm just doing water bath canning. I know that, but it's the process of getting the counters prepped, the sinks completely, like I do a whole sterile process, and it takes me all day to do canning. So I don't really have, this is pretty much what I have in the house right now. There's some outside, but it's not enough for me to go through a whole 4-hour process of getting a bunch of peppers canned. So we're just going to do a refrigerator version. We could ferment these if I hadn't accidentally thrown away my little spiral thingy that goes to my fermenting kit. And I could go up to the store, and I might, and buy that so that I could just do a fermented pepper. But we might just do some basic refrigerator pickled peppers. The other thing we're going to do, which Mother Nature and my dry house has already helped me out on this, I had planned to use thread and needle to string these and do the quick and easy dehydration method on peppers. I don't know, can we even see them? Yeah, so I'm also maybe going to put some into the dehydrator. I have done that a couple times this summer with some of the jalapenos, but I decided last year to make things super easy on myself. Why not just, because I grow several different varieties of peppers, why not, instead of trying to dehydrate them, keep them in a separate jar, keep them labeled, take up all this space, why don't I just not worry about keeping things separated? Like all of these peppers here, there's some sweet, there's some hot, there's 2 types of banana peppers, sweet and hot. There's Hungarian hot wax. Why not just put everything together, dehydrate it, and then grind it up and make just a basic blend that's a little sweet, a little spicy, a little smoky. And this has been my favorite mix this year. Like I think I made this late winter, and it's probably halfway gone now. I love this mix. So from now on, to make my life simpler, 1 basic dehydrated ground up pepper blend. That's all I'm going to do, except for maybe jalapeno. I do like to have some separate dehydrated jalapeno strips that I can just rehydrate in water or kind of like chop up and put into a dish, because I do love the smell of jalapenos, very much so. Okay, so I've talked about just making a quick and easy mix. Don't worry about separating everything, just grind it all up together. That's one quick and easy method. Just a basic blend of pickled peppers in the fridge. Dehydrating. So I've got 2 easy methods. Just using your your cheap dehydrator. I got mine on sale for like $33 3 years ago, maybe $35. I've used it every summer since. And the other most economical way, so you're not using electricity, is to use either fishing line, which is more expensive than thread. So I'm just going to use needle and thread. And what I'm going to do, and I'll spin the camera here in a second and show you how easy this is. I'm just going to thread my needle. I'm going to put the needle through the green stem part and start threading a bunch of peppers to make like a garland of pepper basically. And then we'll keep it out of direct light, and just a nice dry area of your house that's not in direct light. And then we'll have some dried peppers. I had meant to do this like a week or so ago. Like I was waiting to make this video and I was saving up my peppers and they just started dehydrating on their own. So they are almost all the way done. Like this one, can you hear it? I mean, it's pretty well dehydrated at this point. Now, some of them are not. This one needs more time. This is just a mix of Jimmy Nardello and shishito. So all of the peppers will usually turn red as their final color. And even though these aren't traditional paprika peppers or, peppers you might think of when you're thinking of a dried pepper blend like that paprika, they work. Nobody's going to know the difference. And it's still going to taste delicious. And I'm not even going to separate these into like a paprika blend. They're all just going to go into my mix because why not? It'll just make things so much easier, so much more space saving. Now, the third thing I'm going to talk about is that like the third or fourth thing? I don't know. I'm losing track here. I'm trying to get outside. It's a beautiful day. I want to get out there and do stuff. I don't want to be in the house. I don't want to be in the house canning or processing or doing anything. I've got a few of these beautiful red peppers actually starting to shrivel up just slightly. But before they do that, I'm going to just lightly oil them in olive oil, pop them into the nice warm oven, get them with a little bit of a blister on the skin going, take them out, wait till they cool a bit, remove the skins, and then we're going to chop these fine and make pimento cheese. I love pimento cheese sandwiches. Well, actually, I love it more like on a cracker. But I don't know if you've heard of that Chick-fil-A honey pimento sandwich. We have recreated that at my house. So I've been making pimento. I've even been processing bricks of cheddar cheese just so I don't have to use the shredded cheddar because I think fresh cheddar tastes so much better in pimento cheese. So this has been a favorite. We've been eating it on crackers. We've been making those pimento sandwiches at home, just like Chick-fil-A, except I actually use grilled chicken, and that makes it healthier. And I've been using some of my jalapenos too from outside. I just slice them up, put them on there. So I'll give you my quick and easy pimento cheese recipe at the end of the video. I think that's it. Why don't we get started? There we go. I've got about 3 on the thread so far. These are all 3 Jimmy Nardello. And those are the most awesome sweet peppers just to eat fresh. I have eaten a lot of those fresh, but we had quite a few extras, and so they have become part of my paprika pepper blend. This one just broke off as I was trying to take the thread through, so we'll just take the top off and throw this one into the dehydrator and just keep working our way through. I think that the little shishitos are going to make awesome ground up red pepper as well and give it a nice unique flavor. So I've got something outside I want to show you with a bonus, kind of like bonus peppers I didn't even plant this year or think about in any way, but they came up all on their own and I'm so happy to have them. So we'll go look at those as well. We're going to start making that pimento cheese here in a wee bit. I may not do the peppers in this video because honestly, I am probably just going to Google easy refrigerator pickle pepper recipe and just do whatever is the highest rated and the easiest that I can find today. So no need for me to share someone else's work. I'm just going to be, remember this is quick and easy, end of nice weather. Let's just get stuff done. But I am going to take you outside with me. We're going to go look at that pepper surprise. And then before we look at that, let's look at my other peppers and see if there's anything else we can pick today. And don't forget, stay tuned until the end because we're going to make that pimento cheese. Y'all, My black petunia. I'm in love. I go look at it every morning. I love it so much. But right now we're going to look at some peppers. I'm just kind of giving you a quick overview of what's still out there. Pretty much all my peppers are still hanging on, except for maybe 2 jalapeno. The ones in the green stalk I had to remove because I killed them. But I think every other pepper that I've planted this year is still, oh, actually, no, I take that back. I did pull out 2 poblanos out front. And here are some potatoes I saved from the last potato harvest. I wanted to plant them sooner. I forgot about it. We're going to put them down in that green stalk right there, just that one tier. It's just 5 little Yukon Gold potatoes that have sprouted. And yeah, you'll see a lot of peppers. We're kind of quickly going through all the images here. I don't even know how many pepper plants I have on the property, to be honest. I will say coming up, I need to make a hard decision. I can probably keep maybe 6, maybe 8 max in the garage to overwinter. I've already picked one plant. It's going to be an eggplant. Yes, you can overwinter your eggplants just like your pepper plants. So I may actually do more eggplant this year than pepper because no one likes eggplants in my cell. When I have my plant cell in the spring, nobody orders eggplants. Nobody buys eggplants. I have to give them away for free. But I like eggplant. And there's that one last poblano out front. And I did pull out the other 2 on the sides. So I think we're getting ready to head back inside and make that pimento cheese. But the bonus clip is getting ready to happen. And I think you'll be surprised at all of the free plants and peppers that I got just from scattering a bunch of seeds. And yeah, so hang tight. It's getting ready to start. All right, guys, here are all of my bonus pepper plants. They were free. All I did was sprinkle some dehydrated seeds after I made a pepper blend. I think that was, I don't know, midwinter, early winter. And you can see all the flowers. Some actually have fruit. And these were just bonus free peppers. This will be cayenne, which is kind of cool because I did not plant cayenne this year. And they're growing in really low part sun with my coleus plants doing pretty well. So it just goes to show you things want to live and grow. It's kind of cool. All right, let's go make that pimento cheese. I walked away from the oven and I shouldn't have. My top's got a little bit burnt, but that's okay. Peeled off all the skins. You want to do that so that when you're eating your yummy, creamy pimento, you're not having a skin in your mouth. So I've got these guys here. I'm going to go rinse off the seeds and then I'll just dice these up, whatever size I'd like. The smaller the better for the pimento cheese, I think, in my opinion. I forgot to go ahead and dethone my cheddar. So when I prepped the last time to make pimento cheese, I think I had like a 2-pound block of cheddar that I shredded in my food processor. So I went ahead and, you know, processed extra so that I wouldn't have to do it the next time. So we're going to have to wait for these to thaw. However, because I was going to make a short on this pimento cheese recipe the last time I made it, I have all of that footage and video and pictures. I have not made that short yet, but I'm going to go ahead and put it together inside of this video so that you can have the recipe right now. And I will go ahead and sign off. Watch that short. It's right here as soon as I stop talking. And if you make the pimento cheese and you like it, would you comment and let me know? Because I'm curious. I don't know if it's just me that loves pimento cheese and my daughter, my oldest daughter, or if we're rare, because my husband hates it. My youngest daughter tolerates it and my son won't touch it. I don't know. I love it. Maybe it's a Southern Kentucky thing. I don't know. I love pimento cheese. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Hope you're having a great gardening week. And the next pepper video is going to be all about overwintering, because it's time right now to make your decisions, which peppers you're going to choose to overwinter. Go ahead and get them prepped, get them into your spaces for overwintering before it's too late. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Here is my super quick-ish, easy way to make homemade from scratch, kinda, pimento cheese. Very, very wonderful recipe if you've got those fresh, beautiful peppers in your late summer garden. And I'm going to put the recipe in the description box. I'm just kind of going through the steps here really, really quick. And I will say you can use jarred pimento if you don't have any peppers out in your garden to use up. And that's perfectly fine as well. I do highly recommend if you can shred that cheddar yourself. It makes a really big difference, in my opinion, for making this yummy pimento. And I've used it on so many different things. Here I'm making a mock Chick-fil-A pimento sandwich. I put it on sloppy joes, put it on crackers, grilled cheese, you name it. If you get to try it, let me know. Like the video and comment below.